I am custom painting my MacBook.
I'm really excited about this. It is gorgeous.
Obviously, Apple makes exceedingly beautiful products, but everyone's looks the same. I want something that is truly unique, so I'm going to make it for myself. Before I can start painting, there's a sticker on the laptop. First things first, got to remove that. So that actually came off easier than I was expecting, but obviously there's all this residue, which I think I need some acetone to remove, also known as nail polish remover, also a cloth. I am genuinely shocked by how well that worked. Just flew off. We're ready for the next step. This laptop has seen better days. It's got a bunch of scratches and stuff on it. Plus, this metal isn't the best surface to paint directly onto, so we need to get a primer. We need to get something called gesso, which means we need to go to the art shop. I'm lucky that I have an art shop just up the road from me, so anytime I need supplies, it's very easy access. But that is also quite dangerous because I have easy access to art supplies, and art supplies are expensive, and I like art supplies. So let's see if I can manage to go in and just buy gesso, or if I make any impulse purchases along the way. Mission accomplished. Gesso acquired. Also, as predicted, I can't be trusted at all in the art shop, and I ended up spending £110. Got some paintbrushes, got some mini paper, got some paint. I also got a slice of pizza, which I'm going to eat before continuing to customize the MacBook. Pizza was delicious, thanks for asking. Now it's time to put this gesso to work. Before I do, I want to keep the logo of the laptop protected. So I'm going to tape that up, cut around it, have that covered so we can peel that away at the end and have it still, you know, have people know I own an Apple laptop. I'm also going to tape around the edges because I think having that silver edge as a frame of whatever I paint is going to be really cool. I'll spare you in the edit, but this process took a ridiculously long amount of time. I kept taping and retaping this Apple so I could really cut the clean edges, but eventually I got it done and got to adding the gesso. Back for day 2. I've retaped it. I've also painted sort of matte medium over all the lines, which is like a, no idea what it is. It's like a see-through paint. But hopefully that will keep the lines nice and crisp and clean. Gonna paint another layer of gesso on top to really make that kind of thick. Obviously you can see it's a bit patchy at the moment. Once I get that next layer, see if that's enough, maybe do a third layer if not, and then I need to sand it down so it's really smooth before we start to paint. Sanding is done. Okay, I must say, everything has been going pretty much in line with plan so far. That sanding kind of threw me off. I was expecting it to be a bit more smooth off the back of the sanding. This is maybe a good time to reveal that everything I've been doing up to this point, I've never really done before. I've never painted on a laptop, obviously. I've never used gesso properly. I've never sanded gesso. And I've just seen other people in YouTube videos doing custom painting projects do all these things. So I've just been following the steps, kind of thinking and being like, this is all going really well. The sanding is the first time I've had a moment of being like, oh God, I'm slightly panicked. So a little bit nervous now about the next step, but the next step honestly is the bit I'm quite looking forward to. That's the fun bit, which is painting. In terms of what I'm going to paint, I think I'm going to paint, well, I know in fact I'm going to paint just like a colourful, nice background. And then I'm pretty sure I'm going to paint some words on. So time to paint. Really came into this with no set plan. I just knew I wanted some bright, bold colours for the background, and then I figured whatever happened, I could always paint over stuff if I didn't like it, but pretty quickly started to really like these colours. Quick check-in. Everything up until this point has been kind of stressing me out a bit. I've been getting a bit on edge. It's not my comfort zone, but now I've started painting. I'm in my comfort zone. I love painting, and I'm just loving the colours. They're popping on it. The white background is working and making those colours really stand out and absorbing the paint. Definitely, I think there's a few bits that are going to need a bit of extra layering because there's little bits of white still peeping through, but very, very pleased with where we're at so far. Let me take you on a little walk through the apartment into the other room so you can have a look at how we stand. Apologies, my room's a bit of a mess. Here's the painting station, weirdly lit because the overhead lights don't really help, but really enjoying it so far. Let's get into the next stage. As I kept adding colours, I felt like this was really starting to come together and the colours were really bouncing off each other and getting to some really exciting, vibrant tones. Especially when I flipped the laptop here now, I think the colours that I was getting to were really mixing really nicely and I was getting pumped up. I think this looks sick. Very, very pleased with how it's turning out. And now I'm going to add the words. I like my art to be a bit of a combo of like funny and deep. And I also love a good Bible reference, the good Catholic upbringing, I guess. So I've come up with what I think is kind of funny. I think it's very funny. Actually, I laughed out loud thinking about it. To paint sort of above the Apple logo saying just one bite. But, and this is where it's funny to me, over explaining it, bite is going to be spelled B-Y-T-E. So it's a biblical reference. Eve just took one bite and then all of humanity was doomed to eternal sin or whatever. I don't really know. But also it's a funny thing to be on a computer because it's probably got loads of bytes and it's saying just one byte. And then there's just one byte taking out the Apple logo. Anyway, that's my idea. Once I've done that, the tape peel I think is going to be hopefully the most satisfying part of the piece. Fingers crossed it's not the most disastrous part of the piece. I actually just filmed a video or part of a video where I painted this, and as I was peeling the tape on the edge, it tore on the very last bit of tape I was peeling, which was devastating. That's actually part of a video that's going to be coming out soon on the channel. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure, like, let's make this your moment that you subscribe. One video a week. They're going to be good videos. If you're enjoying this video, you'll enjoy the other videos. Smash that subscribe button. Let's get back to the painting. I'm going to do a layer of the lettering in black and then inside that a different color, maybe like a light blue. Okay, I've done the blue. I've actually just decided on the spur of the moment, I'm actually doing a third color inside. I'm going to add some gold inside the blue. Won't make you watch, but let's get that done. And then let's get to peeling the tape. The addition of this gold paint is definitely exactly what we were missing. It's taken it to the next level. I said I wasn't going to let you watch, but I'll let you watch just a little bit. Just one bite. And now it's the bit that I have been terrified about. It's the tape peel. It's the moment of truth. This is really, because the way this looks at the moment, it's like hard to tell what the final painting is really going to look like until the edges are off, because it's kind of messy all around the edges, but those will be clean lines. But most importantly, will they be clean lines? That's the bit I'm quite scared about, because if they're not clean lines, then it's kind of going to be ruined and all this hard work's going to be for nothing. But listen, it's not for nothing. It's been a fun journey. I'm glad you've shared it with me. Smash a like. Let me know in the comments what you think once you've seen the finished product. No skipping ahead. We'll see what happens with the tape. I'm going to start. Oh, this is probably going to be the hardest part as well. I'm going to start with this, the stem of the apple. Is that what we call it? Oh, God. It's a bad start. Use the blade to kind of cut around the edge to try and loosen it and hope that helps prevent any paint ripping or whatever. Here we go. Well, okay, it's not perfect, but it's not awful. This I can easily scrape away. I'm also going to use the blade to just loosen up the edges of this tape as well, because clearly the thick paint is not the easiest to peel the tape away from, and it kind of wants to stick to it. So if I can make these lines loose, then hopefully that will mean these clean edges will stay as fairly clean edges. Starting strong. I know there's a few bits I've already seen they're not quite gonna land where I want them to, but this is actually looking all right, you know. Oh baby, come on. Whoa. Okay, line one is looking good. I want to celebrate too soon though, because it was the last tape of that last painting I did that ripped. So don't celebrate too soon. Don't count your chickens before they turn into eggs or whatever they say. Tape line number 2. I think this one, by the way, is the real dodgy one. Ooh, that's a bit of a dodgy edge as well. Concentrate. Woo. Oh yeah, it's all falling apart a bit here on this last line. Shit. All in all, pretty pleased. There's 2 bits that I'm going to do a quick little bit of a repair on, and then big reveal about to happen. I'll give you some close-up epic finished product shots as well to close this out. But yeah, if you've watched this far, I just want to say appreciate you more than you could imagine. You're a legend for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and let me know in the comments what you think of the finished product. I've definitely really enjoyed this process. I think I've learned a lot artistically. I also think it's probably by far the best long form YouTube video. I haven't edited it yet, so I could ruin it in the edit, but it feels like it's going to be the best by far long form YouTube video I've made so far. And listen, there's still a chance to say you're one of my very, very, very early subscribers, which is an honorable badge to have because there's going to be loads of them in the future. But here we go anyway. Here's a little view of the laptop before the big close-up shots. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, make sure you send it to 700 of your friends. And let me know what you think maybe I should custom paint next, because the MacBook's done. What should we do next? Just one bite.